How's it going, everybody? We've been here, and Smackdown has concluded. It is May 2nd, 2017, and they were in Fresno, California. The show wasn't completely good. It had some moments, but otherwise, it wasn't really a great show. I just opened up with Jinder Mahal having a photo shoot with the WWE title. Shane McMahon comes in and he takes the title away from Jinder Mahal, saying that he has to earn the title. And Mahal says that he's going to win it at Backlash. And Shane tells Jinder that he should focus on his match with Sami Zayn tonight, that he's going to return the title to its rightful owner, which is Randy Orton. And then they do the opening song and video package. Then they have Shane McMahon go into the crowd with his entrance. He welcomes Chris Jericho to SmackDown Live. Chris Jericho comes out. AJ Styles then comes out and says that a lot has changed since they used to be on the same show together. He mentions how they used to have Y2AJ shirts, and says nothing would please him more than to take the U.S. title away from him at Backlash, if he's even the champion then. Jericho goes to put AJ Styles on the list, but Kevin Owens comes out and says that this is the most pathetic things that he has ever seen, and that the Festival of Friendship and WrestleMania 33 are going to be nothing in comparison to what he is going to do tonight. And he tells AJ Styles to get out of his ring. He doesn't even know why he's there. He's not a part of it tonight. AJ Styles goes out of the ring and starts brawling with Kevin Owens on the ramp, and the referee separates them, which in turn leads to AJ Styles not being allowed to be at ringside for the main event, which is the rematch for the U.S. title. I like this opening segment. I just really enjoyed it. And then they had Jinder Mahal versus Sami Zayn. The Bollywood boys, the Singh brothers, I don't know what they officially call them, were ringside. This match was alright. Sami Zayn was going for a a haluva kick. And one of the brothers pulled Jinder Mahal out of the way. Sami Zayn looked like he was going to jump over the top rope. And the other brother grabbed Sami's leg, and then Jinder hits the Cobra Clutch Slam for the pin. Just a month ago, Sami Zayn beat Jinder Mahal in 3 minutes or so. So I don't really like the whole having Sami Zayn job out here. But if they're gonna choose anybody to try to give Jinder a good match, Sami Zayn is a very good choice for that. He's a talented wrestler. I just really hope that they can eventually push him. Then there's Becky Lynch backstage walking. She walks into James Ellsworth, Carmella, Tamina, and Natalya. And Natalya says that she's heard what Becky said on Talking Smack last week. And Carmella says that no one watches each other's backs in here, and that they'll watch Becky's. Becky deserves to have a title match, not Charlotte. She was the first woman drafted and everything. And Becky says she hasn't thought of it like that, and she has to think about joining them. Then they showed Dolph Ziggler backstage. He watched the Backlash video with Nakamura all over it, and says that guy hasn't even wrestled a match yet on SmackDown. But Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon decided to build a pay-per-view around the guy who hasn't even been around. Shane says that he is named Shinsuke Nakamura, and that he thought Dolph Ziggler would remember that from last week. And Dolph says that all he remembers is the entrance, and that Shane should watch what he does to Sin Cara tonight. They really got to start putting Shinsuke Nakamura on the show more regularly. They right now have no John Cena, no Shinsuke, and no Chris Jericho since what happened at the end of the show. But SmackDown just depleted. So they really got to put Nakamura on a lot more than they are doing now. Next was Ty Dillinger versus Aiden English. Aiden English is already in the ring. He gets the spotlight, and he sings about being the drama king before Ty's music hits. I really loved this frustration. As soon as Ty Dillinger's music hit, you could just hear Aiden English just be frustrated with it. And I just really enjoyed that. This match was a squash. Ty Dillinger hit a tiebreaker, but instead of hitting the back of the neck, it looked like he went for the face. I don't know what they call it, if they have any name for it. But Ty Dillinger gets the pin. So you kept him off of TV for a few weeks and just have him win a squash match. Really interesting technique there. Then they go to backstage. Renee Young interviewing Chris Jericho. He's getting interviewed and he's distracted. Aiden English comes crying backstage. He says there's no crying on this show and puts Aiden English on the list for crying and also throws Renee Young on the list. And Aiden English continues to cry. I don't know if this is a character development that they've been building up. Aiden English was crying ever since he lost the match. And I don't know, again, if this is something they've been building up over the few weeks. I haven't watched SmackDown in a while. But I wasn't really a big fan of this. Next they have Charlotte being interviewed. She says that the welcoming committee has just stopped the inevitable of her winning the SmackDown Women's Championship, and that is her destiny. Natalya and Naomi come from behind, and Charlotte realizes that. She tries to get the first hit, and she gets attacked and destroyed. Going into their match, which is Charlotte, Flair, and Naomi versus Carmella and Natalya. To give this match some time. It was good. Carmella wins with a roll-up. She also had a handful of the tights. After the match, they all start brawling. And Becky Lynch comes out with Naomi and Charlotte both down. And shakes hands with Tamina, Natalya, and Carmella. When she gets to James Ellsworth, she tells him to come in for a hug and throws James Ellsworth into Tamina and ends up getting destroyed by all four. So Becky Lynch does not join the welcoming committee. And Carmella's music hits as they end it. I really like this whole welcoming committee thing. Pretty much making a strong women's faction on SmackDown. Next was Sin Cara versus Dolph Ziggler. This match was to me. It didn't really do much. Maybe because I'm not really invested in either guy. Dolph Ziggler won with a super kick. That's pretty much all I gotta say. And then these last two things were honestly the best parts of SmackDown in my opinion. They had the Fashion Files, which was a Law and Order spoof with Breezango. And they're talking about crimes that the Usos had committed. Their wardrobe, their entrance, how they used to do the dance, and a bunch of stupid stuff like that. I just think it was hysterical. I like these whole SmackDown spoof segments for some reason. Like how the Total Bellows BS. I enjoyed that. I just think it's just the comedy aspect of it. And the segment ends with them getting a call saying somebody is walking around in socks and sandals. And I just thought it was hysterical. That's the way they chose to end it. So, they're not really fighting the tag teams. They didn't put any tag teams on the show today, except for that. But I just enjoyed that segment in general. So, hopefully they can continue building on that. Then they had Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens for the U.S. title. Again, AJ Styles was banned from ringside. This match was good. It was physical. Chris Jericho got DDT'd on the outside of the ring, and he wasn't the same during the match ever since then. Owens wins with the pop-up powerbomb to win the U.S. title back. And then after the match, paramedics head to tend to Jericho inside the ring. Owens then runs back and hits Jericho with another pop-up powerbomb, and picks him up and says that he was never his best friend, and the referees force Owens to leave the ring. Jericho is then being helped to the back when Owens comes back out and attacks Jericho again, putting Jericho's head through a chair and then throwing him into the corner. Owens then walks away while Jericho is crying in pain, and that's how the show ends. A great way to write him off. I don't know. Hopefully they have something for Jericho to do if and when he returns. Obviously they didn't want him on Raw, otherwise they wouldn't have had him at Payback. But hopefully they have something for him to do when he returns. If it is continue to feud with Owens or something else. But right now they don't have John Cena on the show. They don't have Shinsuke Nakamura, who they're trying to book really semi like Brock Lesnar. And now Chris Jericho's off TV, presumably to go tour with Fozzy. So, SmackDown needs some star power to show up. I know New Day's supposed to show back up and everything, but they need some main event guys. AJ Styles can't really be the only guy carrying it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. SmackDown wasn't a great show. I'd give it about a 5. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like on this video. Comment what you guys thought of the show. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And also, follow me on Twitter. I live tweet the shows that I can watch live. Otherwise, I just chat on there, whatever, all wrestling stuff. Thank you guys for watching again, and have a good one.